Point number 4, Chris, is it time for Tottenham to sell Harry Kane this summer? He's now the leading scorer in the history of the club.
It is, and I'll smile again because every time I think it's time for Kane to go, there seems to be a little resurgence at Spurs, and you think, oh, well, hang on a minute. If he just stays there and then he can help them win that bit of elusive silverware. So at the moment, it looks like they're on the up. I know it's not been so great lately for Spurs fans, and you're one of them, and you'll be able to talk better than me on this one. But as an outsider looking in, you look at them and what are they, fifth at the minute, and it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't. They look close. They look close to being a really good team again because they've still got that attacking threat with Son and Kane. The defense looks okay. I mean, Dyer on his day, Dyer's a good. I think he played 3 at the back, Dyer in the middle of those 3, and I think they could do with beefing up midfield probably, but. Getting back to the question, and Kane, should he go? Should he stay? That's a tough one. I think if he wants silverware, he's got the Spurs record. I could see him perhaps going and trying to win silverware with one of the top 2 or 3.
I look at it this way. As a Spurs fan, watches every match possible. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because they're trying to win like Chelsea, but they spend like Aston Villa. And so, unless you can keep him, and if you're willing to spend, and they just brought in more players, and so I think right now you try to see if you can make it work with an understanding you're going to need to spend even more this summer. You can't be 70 million behind the 4. Like right now, as far I guess they're 5th in spending in the EPL. They're 70 million pounds per year behind number 4. So if you want to spend like Villa, you know what you're going to get? Results like Villa. Frankly, they're overachieving based on the amount of money that they're spending right now. They're not overachieving as much as Arsenal's overachieving based on the money, but they don't have young players. So if you sell Harry Kane, you bring in a bunch of money, you go get some young players, maybe you catch lightning in a bottle again, like Pep did, or like Poach did, a few years ago, where you make it to a Champions League final where everybody's young, or keep Harry Kane, spend money. Spend 70 to 80 million pounds this summer, bringing in wages, this not including your transfer fees, but in wages this year. Because I'm not talking about transfer fees, I'm talking about just wages. They're 70 million behind at number 5, Liverpool at number 4. So if you want to win like those guys, then spend like those guys, if that's what you want to do. But imagine how much better Kane and Son would be if you had 6 more elite players, because that's what that would afford you is 5 to 6 more elite players around them on the pitch. That's how far behind Tottenham is in their spending. And so if they're going to spend, then it does either way, you're going to have to spend to be able to win titles, or you're going to be where you are right now. You want to spend like you're 5th, that's what you're going to get is 5th. And so if Harry Kane wants to go, I think you let him go if he wants to go to United or somewhere like that, because I think that he could be the difference maker in United being able to knock off Arsenal and Man City if Harry Kane's there. If for all the talk of Harry Kane and bottling and things like that, he's still on pace to push for what is the Premier League goals record for the season this year. The problem is Erling Haaland has just blown this so far out of the water that it's almost cartoon-like and video game-like with what he's doing. Otherwise, Harry Kane, we'd be looking at it saying, is Harry Kane going to break the single-season goals record? Because he's right there at it as far as what he's on pace for right now. But if he wants to go somewhere else, let him go. But if you rebuild around, without Harry Kane, and you take the transfer money you would get with Harry Kane and rebuild, there needs to be an understanding that you need, at minimum, 50 million pounds more of wages per year for you to be able to compete with the big boys and have a chance to win silver. Otherwise, what are we even doing here?
Yeah, you're right. When I said earlier on, they need to add to the midfield and build to the midfield. Well, there lies the problem, doesn't it? That Levy he won't, or he doesn't want to. And if they did, that'd be fantastic. But if you imagine Kane, like you say, with those midfield names, or that team, that Manchester United team around him, oh yeah, he could be absolutely lethal. Yeah, him and Son could drop into that Man United team, that Manchester team. But yeah, Spurs don't have those names, and there lies the problem. You're right.
And the tough part's this: they have the money, they're just not willing to spend the money, and that's the part that's the most frustrating as a Spurs fan. Because again, you want to spend like Aston Villa, you get results like Villa. And I'm not trying to rip Aston Villa; it is a big club in theory, but it's not a big club like it's not a big 6 club that we look at, but. You want to spend 110 million pounds a year for your entire roster? you're going to get 110 million pounds per year in results. And frankly, Conte is probably overachieving right now because of the issues that Chelsea's having and because of the issues that Liverpool's having this year.